I'm Nisha McKenzie with the Women's Health Collective, and I have with us today Angelea Torralva, the artist who is from West Michigan here and who's graced our walls with these beautiful paintings. And I wanted her to be able to give a little bit of her story about this collection and what inspired this for you.
Yeah, so most of this collection is based on feeling and just going with the flow of things. I've done a lot of different art in the past, and this is definitely the most, my favorite style I've done is just like kind of letting go. I've been dealing with a lot of like mental health stuff the last couple years, like healing anyway. So this has been like really healing for me to just kind of go in and just like go for it instead of thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
And just seeing how it turns out, kind of like, it's like alchemy, which is really cool to watch the colors just change and move around.
How did you do these? They're so shiny, and I feel like a kid at Christmas because I'm like, shiny things, they're so pretty.
They're so fun. So these ones, I prime the canvas first, and then I use alcohol and my alcohol inks, and I go in and just kind of like, squirt the ink all over or wherever I feel like, and then like I'll spray or pour alcohol over it and just kind of move it around. I use a heat gun, or I use a straw or like a blow dryer to blow it around.
Okay.
So yeah, it's cool to see it change, because like the more alcohol you use, the more it's going to change around. It can change completely from the start to the finish. So
I love it. Let's walk down here a little bit so people can see some of the other pieces. Is there anything you want to tell us about any of these pieces in particular?
So this was one of my first ones when I started doing the more abstract, more feeling. And this one's really special to me because there's images that pop out to me that wasn't on purpose. Like there's like a woman here with a blue parrot on her shoulder, and like this kind of looks like a moon, and I named it Ixchel, or Ixchel. It's a Mayan goddess of fertility and the moon. So but yeah, that one's really special to me because it just kind of like images popped out and it wasn't on purpose. So I really love that.
I have to say, my 14-year-old daughter and I were looking at one of them down here, and we were doing the same thing. We were picking out all the different things that we saw in there, and it was cool to see what she picked out of it and what that told me about where her head was, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I forgot to say also, before I start each painting, I kind of have a little ritual that I do. I burn sage, and I like bless my hands and give thanks for my talents and stuff, and like kind of like sage my materials in my whole space, and then I start in on a painting.
Oh, okay.
So,
Exciting. I love that. Should we head down here a minute?
Sure.
This one, the colors are so rich and so beautiful. So do you want to tell us anything about this one?
I wasn't sure if I was going to keep going or not. This one I called A Lost Realm, just because, I don't know, the dark colors and the bright kind of popping through. This one I worked on in a few different sessions. I was going through a really difficult time when I was working on this one, I remember. So yeah, this one, like, I could potentially work more on or keep it that way. So
okay. How do you know when you're done with a painting?
Sometimes I don't know. Like sometimes, like, I don't know, like for these, for instance, it's easier for me to be like, okay, this is exactly how I want it. For when it comes to the acrylic paint, I feel like the acrylic paint is harder for me to realize when I'm done or not.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is it just something you sense?
Yeah, I just like I guess I just like the way the colors are, like if it's like balanced in my mind and stuff, that's when I feel like it's okay, it's finished.
Okay, it's interesting because I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination, and even I love how you say it's therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
And I know art therapy is a really wonderful form of therapy, but that would, I feel like, stress me.
Yeah. That's funny that you say that, because it is stressful at times. Sometimes, like in the beginning, in the stages of your painting, it's like the first few stages is like, this sucks, I hate it, I don't even know why I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm sure that says more about me than about art, right? My anxiety level.
Yeah, like I have anxiety too, so like it actually does stress me out sometimes. Yeah. Especially with these types, with the alcohol inks, like sometimes I'll have a part of it exactly the way I want it. But then there's the other part that it's not. So like when I go in to like fix that part, sometimes it changes the entire painting.
Oh yeah.
So that can be kind of stressful, but it's always like gratifying, like at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this is like not what I expected,
Right.
but it's like great. So.
And rewarding to be able to move through that and
Yeah.
find a new meaning with it,
Yeah,
and to know that
definitely.
you conquered that you moved through it. That's really cool.
For sure.
These pieces are fun for me because they're so bright and they're so vibrant, and I just love the colors in them. So my girls love these ones.
Yeah, these were some of my first two for experimenting with just kind of going at it. I used a palette knife a lot, or pretty much a palette knife completely with these two. Not that one, but this one for sure. I used the palette knife with, and just kind of like went at it, and like there was definitely some times where I was just like, I don't like this at all, and then like I just kept working through it. I was like, maybe this will change, and but it ended up turning out.
It's so beautiful. I can't even imagine the amount of
I always like going bigger.
talent that goes into these.
Yeah.
This is the one that my daughters and I sat and we looked at, and we saw an older woman's face right here, and I just see so much wisdom on that side, and one of my daughters saw dolphins, like a dolphin jumping, like the progression of a dolphin jumping over here.
It does look like that.
I can't remember all of them that they saw. Oh, one of them was saying that this was like the toys, I can't remember those ring toys that you stack up, and but yeah, there were so many things. I think there were probably a dozen different things that we were talking about in this one that one of my daughters actually wants this in her room.
Yeah, that's what I love about abstract is so many people see so many different things.
Yeah. This
so
resonated
cool.
with her, and it was interesting to me because all of them you can find so many things in, but this one she was like, oh, I feel this with it, and it's just the idea that art can invoke so much emotion and feeling in people is so powerful to me, and you just think, oh, it's paint on a canvas, but it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
And so
I love that.
So thank you for doing this.
Yeah,
is there a way that you would like to tell people how to find you, or
Sure.
what's the best way for them to contact you?
So right now I have, for social media, I have a Facebook. You can look for Angelea Torralva Live Artist. I'm currently working on my website, which will just be angeleaart.com. And also I'm working on the social media that's going to go with that. So it's not like quite up yet, but it will be really soon.
And I'm posting some of the things on our Facebook, the Women's Health Collective Facebook page for you. So if you can't find that or can't spell your name or something like that, you can find it on our Facebook page as well. So thank you, Angelea. We really appreciate all your hard work here.
Thank you.